Hello. Today I'm doing my presentation on map testing. What is MAP? What is MAP? MAP stands for Measures of Academic Progress. It is an achievement test delivered by computer to students. Each test takes anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes to complete. Um, Today we'll be doing it covering mathematics, reading, and language use. What is the format of MAP? MAP is basically a computer adaptive test. The difficulty of the test adjusts to the student's performance. As they answer correctly, the questions become harder. As they answer incorrectly, the questions become easier. It will build a test unique to the students, to each student. Why use map testing? To inform instruction and learning, inform grouping and differentiate support. But also to measure progress over time, specifically individual students' growth, which is a rich score, to help students set learning goals, to help parents understand their child's learning needs. How is MAP scored? After a student takes the test, they are given a written score. This is a standardized scaled score. For each grade level, the subject there is a norm fall score and a norm spring score. Students take the test 3 times a year in the fall, winter, and spring. The fall score provides a baseline, and the teacher uses the score norms to set a growth goal for each student. One of the best features about MAP is that it provides a lot of different reports that provides valuable information to the teacher. Right here is a class report. This basically is a report, as you see right here by the numbers. Number one, this is class report. Number two is the name of the class, as you can see. Number three is the subject. Number four is the average class score on the test. Number five shows you the standard deviation from the class score. Six shows you the average district test score for the same test. Seven is the number of students in the class above the district level. Eight, what the normal score is on the test for students in that grade level. Nine, number of students in the class above the normal score for a student in this grade level. 10, subjects assist. 10 basically is about reading. 11 shows reading broke down into 3 categories, which are go areas, which covers literature, informational text, and vocabulary. You look at 12, this is the median or rich score, which was a 201. If you break 201 overall, but if you break it down to literature, the informational text, and vocabulary, it was a 204, 202, and a 198 for vocabulary. Looking at all three of those scores, um, students will probably need more guidance and explicit instruction in vocabulary. And 13 covers is the standardized deviation test scores, whether a negative 11.2 or a positive 11.2. This report shows students in the class and breaks it down by the performance on the test. One is the list of subjects being tested. Two is a list of grade level and core content area. Three is the list of goals within the content area. Four is a list of score ranges. Five, the students are then placed into a matrix in which their scores fail. This report can be used for grouping as well as giving teacher a visual of the skills students need to work on. This report is a list of objectives by skill level and scores for each goal area. One, for example, is a reading report. 2, the specific goal area in comprehending informative and persuasive text. 3, list the RIT score range. 4, these are all the skills and concepts to teach the kid at the RIT score to enhance their skills. 5, these are the skills and concepts to develop with the kids at this RIT level. And 6, finally, these are the skills and concepts to introduce to students with this RIT score. This is an example of an individual student report. 1, the bold number shows the student's RIT score. 2, this picture of a bar graph displays the goals for where the student should be performing. And 3, the blue graph shows the student score, while the yellow graph shows where the student should be performing according to grade level norm. This is the continuum of the last slide. 4, at the bottom of the reading bar graph, a Lexile range is given to each student reading. This translates into readability scores for the student. At the bottom of the language arts bar graph test will list specific areas of strengths and weaknesses the students have in each subject. So this right here is Lexile scores. So a Lexile test measures is based on the semantic and syntactic elements of a text. The Lexile text measure is a good starting point in a book selection process, with these other factors then being considered. For example, if a reader has a Lexile measure of 600L, the reader will be forecast to comprehend approximately 75% of the book with the same Lexile measure of 600L. These right here are samples of Lexile level text. If you see right here, Wall Street, to be able to read Wall Street Journal, you need a 1320 Lexile score to be able to comprehend a Lexile, to comprehend Wall Street Journal. Also on here you have, I believe, the USA Today, which is a 1200 Lexile. So these are just examples of type of text and what kind of reading level a student needs to be on when reading this type of information. One second, I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. Allowable accommodations to take the MAP test. As you can see, I have some listed. When any of the students are taking the reading part of the exam, no reading of the exam is allowed. Only allowed reading is when you're giving a math part of the test. Um, as you see, if a student has an IEP, um, they can be read to, but only on the math part of the test, but not the reading part. And then testing environment can be changed if a student needs to take the test after lunch, things like that, or before lunch. That's the most best time for that student, whatever, or individual. To conclude, uh, the MAP assessment basically is used for math and reading. Um, it's basically is a achievement test, computer based, and also it gives the teacher information on skills that the student has mastered and has not mastered. It helps the teacher give a baseline of where a student is performing, and also helps them guide their instruction. This is the end of my presentation. Thanks. Stay warm.